Peace, your boy back eighth. Peace to the party. The harsh reality is live life autonomously. My book today, something we covered by the name of the guy right here, you see in the bottom, James Hugo Johnston. Yeah, he also got a Negro journals and stuff like that. And obviously, Virginia is very heavy in this book, tied to what's going on, dealing with race relations and in Black history. Obviously, in Virginia, always be talked about the Negro, the Indian, the mulatto. So obviously, miscegenation in the South, it covers from 1776, which is the American Revolutionary time frame, all the way into the time frame of the Civil War, 1860, Reconstruction, the end of the Seminole Wars, the Gullah Wars, etc. At the end of this book's covering that. But however, I'm gonna get to something real quick, right? So as you see here in this book right here, Race Relations in Virginia and Miscegenation in the South. It's a book by, again, James Hugo Johnston. Johnston's work is legally in social history studies, what it's tied to, and is examining the interracial relationship and racial classification in Virginia with broader, Southern context between the American Revolution, as I said before, and the Civil War. Now, the focus of the book is legal regulation of interracial marriage. Virginia had anti-miscegenation statutes dating back to the 1600s, but Johnston focuses on how they functioned between 1776 and again in 1860. The key issues examined: marriage bans between white persons and Negroes or mulattoes, criminal penalties, annulments, legitimacy of children. This period is showing a hardening of what we call the racial codes of a caste system becoming into the statutory law. Now, the definition of problem here, who counts as a Negro? You know what I mean? Because that's what we get it into with this book when you go check out this book. See, Johnston analyzes court cases where judges had to decide what percentage ancestry qualifies as mulatto, whether someone appearing white could legally be classified as Negro. Whether baptism or Christianity changed racial status. It did not. This connects directly to what your slide, of this book right here, and I've been presenting, if you've watched the last couple shows, dealing with the Black Hours and ASEAN Today Negro, and then last week Sunday's service, what decided for them to call us Black or Negro in the first place, right? So all that is going to correlate, and this book has been referenced for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Virginia as a template state, like it's a template state because of what it set precedents for the rest of the 13 colonies and later on America going into this time frame of the American Revolution. So Virginia is crucial because it passed the 1705 slave code, earlier foundation of what led to racial ideals of America kicking in the way it did. It influenced other southern states. That's right, Virginia led in that, and it developed early doctrines tying statues to mother. This is the thing that we always bring up when people say, you is what your mama is. Well, lawfully speaking, it's partus sequitur ventrum. That is what it means when you say you are the status of your mother, not your father. And in the case that doctrine erased a lot of people's heterally, meaning ancestry of where their slave ideal of the Negro term came into play. So that's why I think that needs to be understood. And then miscegenation as a social control. And the book argues that anti-miscegenation laws were not about morality alone. They were about preserving whiteness as a legal privilege, preventing property transfer across racial lines, protecting inheritance structures, maintaining slave statute boundaries. Marriage law was an economic law. So shift from Negro to Black. In this period, Negro remains the formal statutory term. Black begins appearing more in social description, and colored becomes institutional in the 19th century. This guy Johnston, James Hugo Johnston, shows his terminology becomes bureaucratic, embedded in the census records, marriage licenses, court proceedings, legislative codes. So this is all going to show a real walk when you check this book out right here. And why this book matters for what we talk about is because it documents how Negro become hardened in civil law. And it shows that white was protected legal status, not merely a phenotype. Oh, wait a second. It shows that white was a protected legal status, not merely a phenotype. It provides proof that racial classification was administratively enforced. You know what I'm saying? So this is what brings in the case for miscegenation and people, no matter what background, or the one drop rule, to be put into a category in the system of America. And I think this is a great book in Black history for folks that's wanting to find out more about how and what happened in the colonial America, or going into American Revolution and going into now the Civil War period, and how people's things changed in the systems because of these things like this. So, check out James Hugo Johnston. You know what I'm saying? He's also the man that states that 85% of the Negro population in the South has Indian ancestry. So that's my drop for Black History Month. Obviously, until next time, peace.